Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Monday Manna. We are so glad to have you. My name is Darla. I am the CEO and founder of Darla Consulting. And every Monday, we bring to you Monday Manna, clarity for your calling and direction for the doing. And for all of you who are leaders who may not have been here before, we always provide to you a main theme. We provide to you a Bible verse that you can take with you, and then we provide to you three takeaways, and we meet every Monday at 9 a.m. live. So today, our theme is this: anchored leadership is in knowing the character of God in times of uncertainty and resting in it. And the Bible verse is a simple one, but fitting for today. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. I've had quite a bit of conversations with leaders who are not sure how to navigate through a lot of the culture things that are happening right now, through some of the business landscape, and people kind of sitting tight because they're not sure what the market's going to do going into the end of the year, and really with unsettled staff members who are trying to just navigate through the world the best that they can in times where they've only known strife based off their age, or they've only known massive critical impact. Think Gen Z, Gen A type folks. And I wanted to really speak to this because in seasons of uncertainty and challenges, business leaders such as you find yourselves searching for solid ground. We seek wisdom in frameworks and in strategies and in data, and these all have their place. But what if the anchor we need most isn't found in a boardroom, but it is in understanding the unchanging character of the one who created us? And I know we as believers know this, but how often are we resting on this in the daily? The Hebrew names of God are not just titles, they're revelations of his nature, his promises, and his presence in every circumstance that you are going to face as a leader. When the market shifts and when dynamics fracture, when the path forward seems unclear, these names remind us of who God is and what he offers in the most critical of moments. So I want to just really quickly go through some of these with you to really help encourage you and put some of these into your heart this week. When we think about the creator, Elohim, in Genesis 1:1, I want you to think about the fact that we serve a God who creates something from nothing. When you face seemingly impossible situations, budget shortfalls, market disruptions, team challenges, remember that Elohim specializes in bringing order from chaos. And that same creative power that spoke the universe into existence is available to all of you. You're not alone in building your vision, you're partnering with the master creator. And Yahweh, Jehovah. We learn about this in Exodus 3:14. And in a world of constant change, Yahweh is the unchanging factor. Your circumstances are going to shift, your industry is going to evolve, but God's character remains the same. When you feel the pressure to be everything to everyone, remember, you are not the great I am. He is. So release the burden of self-sufficiency and lean into his eternal presence. Adonai, the Lord and Master, in Psalms 8:1. True leadership begins with followership. Adonai reminds us that we serve the ultimate authority. So when difficult decisions loom and when you must choose between profit and principle, remember whose you are. Surrendering to his lordship doesn't diminish your authority. It establishes it as the only foundation that will last, which is his foundation that he gives to us. Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide. We learn about this in Genesis 22:14. Think about financial anxiety, resource constraints, talent shortages. Every leader knows these pressures, right? But Jehovah Jireh sees your need before you can even articulate the words to say them to him in a prayer. He provided a ram for Abraham at that critical moment, and he will provide for you. Your responsibility is faithful stewardship. His promise is faithful provision. So dream boldly, knowing the provider is already at work. He is Jehovah Rapha, the one who heals. Exodus 15:26 shares this with us. Sometimes we are victims of broken trust. There's wounded team dynamics. We've all faced personal exhaustion. Leadership comes with inevitable wounds. It's just part of it. Jehovah Rapha specializes in restoration. He heals not just bodies, but broken relationships, cultures, and hearts. So don't hide your brokenness, bring it to the healer. The strongest leaders are those who've experienced his healing touch and have learned to extend that to others. He is Jehovah Nissi. The Lord is my banner. In ancient warfare, the banner represented victory and identity. So when you face competitive battles, industry challenges, or internal conflicts, Jehovah Nissi goes before you. Your victories don't depend solely on your strategy. They depend on whose banner you're fighting under. So lead with confidence, knowing that the battle belongs to the Lord. He's Jehovah Shalom. The Lord is my peace. We learn about this in Judges 6:24. Anxiety and leadership often walks hand in hand. We hear more and more about anxiety than we ever have. But Jehovah Shalom, our peace, offers something that the world cannot and that a pill cannot. Peace that transcends circumstances, a peace that passes all understanding. It might not make sense, but there's an overwhelming peace that comes over us regardless of the situation. When chaos surrounds you, when pressure mounts, his peace isn't the absence of struggle. It's his presence in the midst of it. Peaceful leaders create peaceful cultures. So let his shalom flow through you and to your team. And Jehovah Rohai, the Lord my shepherd, Psalms 23, very famous scripture. You are called to shepherd others, but first you must be shepherded. Jehovah Rahi guides, protects, and provides rest. God shepherds knowing their sheep, and the great shepherd knows you intimately. When you feel overwhelmed by the responsibility of leading others, rest in the reality that you're being led. He makes you lie down in green pastures, not because you've earned it, but because you need it. Good shepherds know their sheep. And Jehovah Siddiqenu, said that right? The Lord our righteousness. We learn about this in Jeremiah 23:6. Your worth isn't determined by quarterly results or board approval or market validation. Jehovah Siddiqenu declares your righteousness not through performance, but through his grace. So lead from this truth. You have nothing to prove. When you anchor your identity in his righteousness rather than your achievements, you're free to lead and with authentic courage. And your leading freely by this righteousness will allow you to take wise risks. Jehovah Shammah, the Lord is there. We learn about this in Ezekiel 48:35. Loneliness at the top is real. It's a thing. We all face it. Many of you are dealing with it right now. There's decisions that only you as the business owner can make, burdens that others will never fully understand, although they might appreciate it. Jehovah Shammah promises his presence always, in all ways. In the late night strategy sessions, in those difficult and critical conversations, the moments of doubt that you face, he is there. You're never leading alone, and his presence transforms every space you occupy into holy ground. He is Jehovah Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts. We learn about this in 1 Samuel 1. You command resources and teams and strategies, but Jehovah Sabaoth commands the armies of heaven. When challenges feel overwhelming, when opposition seems insurmountable, remember the Lord of angels' armies fights on your behalf. So you don't need to manufacture strength that you don't have. The commander of heaven's armies is your ally. And lastly, El Elyon, the most high God. No matter how high you climb in your organization or your industry, El Elyon is higher. The truth should simultaneously humble you and embolden you. You're accountable to the highest authority, which means earthly pressures pale in comparison. Earthly pressures will pale in comparison. When you're tempted to compromise, when the stakes feel impossibly high, lift your eyes to the Most High God, El Elyon. His perspective is the only one that ultimately matters. These 12 names are not theological abstractions. They're lifelines for leaders navigating complexity, uncertainty, and challenge. So your three takeaways are: number one, your identity anchors your authority. Number two, God's presence is your greatest resource. And number three, surrender precedes breakthrough. Number one, your identity anchors your authority. Your effectiveness as a leader isn't rooted in market performance or board approval. It is anchored in who God says that you are. So when you understand his character through his names, you lead from a place of security rather than striving. Jehovah Siddiqenu declares your righteousness, and El Elyon reminds you that you answer to the highest authority. So lead from that unshakable foundation. Number two, God's presence is your greatest resource. In seasons of struggles and strife, you don't need more capital, more talent, or more time. You need awareness of his presence. Jehovah Shammah promises that the Lord is here, and Jehovah Jireh assures you that the Lord will provide. So stop leading from scarcity and start leading from that abundance. And number three, surrender precedes breakthrough. The names of God reveal one consistent truth: he is in control and we are not. Adonai calls you to surrender your plans to the master. Jehovah Nissi reminds you that the battle belongs to him, and your greatest leadership moments won't come from white knuckling control. They'll emerge when you trust his character enough to let go. Surrender is not weakness. It is the pathway to supernatural results. So I want you to just think about this as we leave today. I want you to lead boldly. I want you to live fully and do it all anchored under the unshakable truth of who God is. You are uniquely designed for purpose and impact. The Most High God has placed you in leadership for such a time as this. So don't let those circumstances dim the vision he's placed in your heart. All right, my friends, that is Monday Manna for this week. I will see you all right back here next Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time live. If you missed this live and you're watching the replay, head on over to YouTube channel and you can see other Monday Mannas. And if you need to reach out to me for help with you and your team, you can reach out to me at darla@darlabonk.com or at darlabonk.com on the web. All right, guys, have a great week.